Hello Earth, welcome to episode 24 of season 3 of Making Cell, a series of videos where I record myself designing and implementing a programming environment called Cell. If you're just tuning in for the first time, I recommend you go check out github.com/autocolonel/cell. Link will be there in the description. So we were full on rewriting tests last week, and we're going to continue there today. So yeah, I was actually very happy with how it's really going with that. I feel this is a major step forward in having a good system with which I can work. And while of course I'm really eager and itchy that I want this to be useful, I think we're taking the right path to it. At least that's how it feels. That's how it's feeling to me right now. So where were we? Yeah, let's just run that. Nice. Yeah, I would like some spaces there between the suite. Yeah, and then you have to be here, I guess. Yeah, I can do it like that. Good. So now we were doing the get with context tests, if I remember correctly. Yes. So if I go here, it's these ones. But basically, depending where you're calling full, in this case it would be price, you would get different values because you're gonna walk up. So if I would basically do put, and it would be put p friend gets to price, this would be here. That would be, yeah, set reference to friend price, and 7 would be getting it. Actually, I can just copy this, really. It's almost the same. I wonder if in these tests I'll be able to, yeah, I already want to implement loops here inside the test. Yeah, maybe that would be an interesting idea. Let's just write it down here. Now it's quite I'm able now to blow some steam in public here in the development notes. So I used to have these ideas in private, but now I'm like writing them, not all of them, but most of them here. And I like to do that. I feel it just makes the expression of them a bit even tighter, and it's also part of the contribution itself. It's not just an implementation, but a set of ideas and a way of working. So what, I forgot the idea with all this blabbing. Yeah, it would be interesting to see if the test suite could become more and more powerful as we go down and actually allow constructs like loops, for example, after a certain point the test should almost as bootstrapping of the system, like not almost like as a negative impression of the bootstrapping of cell. So yeah, that's a good idea. For now, it's just an idea, nothing else. So we get the employee price. Sorry, it's not the employee price. is the friend price, and the friend price should be 20. Let's just prove it to us by writing a wrong test here. Yes, perfect. And finally, this is wait a minute. For now I haven't been able to implement you know what I wanted to do here? Because honestly I don't want to set employee price. What I would like to do is basically just do it some other way. Basically just send some context, send a program and get a result back, but don't necessarily persist that. But I don't have that new interface for call rerun programs yet. So maybe we should wait a little bit. Does it make sense to actually implement that first? If I had that, how would I have written this test differently? And I think the answer would be, I could have just said no, because I would have to do it in friend. Well, that begets the question is like, can you pass a context for what you're running? Like saying just run this here without setting it. Well, actually, let's go a bit back here. Even if you are able, as we will be soon, to send a program over the wire so that cell call can make it wire, so that cell call can run it and you get its expansion response. Could you run that program in a context, like specifically saying where it should run? Passing context path as a parameter. This is intriguing, but I think it's wrong. Why do I think this is wrong? Actually, I don't think it's wrong. I feel it's wrong. I'm now figuring out why, like from a thinking perspective, why it's wrong. Because the idea is that before, if you don't have this ability, you need to put things in context, then get the results. This requires putting rather than just sending a call that doesn't persist your program except in the dialog, right? In the dialog we always have it. But why? I'm thinking, huh? Thinking and yawning, apparently. So the problem with requesting a context is that you, let's use the air quotes, you haven't earned it. You need to have access to the context in order to run something. To have a second channel that injects code into a context without really putting it there feels complex and dangerous, even dangerous. What you can do is simply to put and later delete and later wipe. We could have even make a shorthand for that inside a call, but we need, I think, to have the foundation of all incoming calls always being executed at the outermost context level, and only through access masks to be able to put and get inside certain places. Yeah, I like this. I think it makes a lot of sense. So moving on. So for now we are not going to pass the context as a parameter. And if we do, let's actually write it like this. If we ever allow context as part of the message, then write the temp key where we run the call right there in the context. No second channels. Yeah. Okay, good. This is good. So we have the friend's price, and now we need the outermost price, which is we would be at beautiful. And now, because we had, what was it? We said, yeah, outside price, yeah. Yeah, I think that's really it. So these tests already are done. So get with dots. By the way, at some point I need to replace dots with dashes, but not in the case of get with dot. That's something different. The dot is the here, is the way to say right here. I don't want you to walk, because I didn't want to add a separate call that is like a get here or put here. I wanted to make it so that by losing the ability to set a literal dot there or get a literal dot, you can actually say right here. And for now this feels correct. So I'm gonna wipe things here. Do I wipe normally in the between tests? No, I don't. I need to do it here. I go wipe everything. Boom. Yep. I'll do, was it 4, 5? Fill with dots. 1, it would be, I would start by putting, we can now set, multiple things at the top level, right? That's how we did it. Did we implement that? Yeah, I think we did, right? Do I just need to look for put v? Yeah, we did here. Nice. That makes sense. In the other initialization we did. Nice, nice, nice. So put, so the code would be add put v. What was it here? Yeah, very silly. Honestly, we can even do it like before. We can do employee price 15 and then price 30. Oh, these tests are a bit more subtle than I thought because you're passing context, right? Yeah, what the dot does is basically always it doesn't work up basically. Interesting. How am I going to assert this? I think the value is what's the value there? Good question. Okay. Set two prices. I wonder if I could skip these responses that I am not asserting anything on. So then you know where I'm asserting things and not. I'm not asserting. Maybe I could do something like that. Does it make sense? I think so. I could just basically it will be basically remove the assertions. I think it's cleaner because then we avoid the copying and pasting. Yeah, let's do that quickly. R, where is R? Sometimes have no assertions because they are just setting the ground for the next test. We skip over those. Don't do any assertions over those. So for example, all the return, okay, well not all of them, just a few. Yeah, this one is the first time we call put. We're gonna keep it. I'm just gonna keep it. Yeah, let's say all of these we're gonna keep, right? And then also wipe. Actually, this one is okay. I just have a couple of okays here. That's it. Wipe. And then just start removing them. Nice. Otherwise it will break. Yes. Clean. But yes, you do at the tag. All right. I'll be back in a little bit. All right, I am back. So in the meantime, a day went by, and I realized that cell call should really return the whole thing you're posting, not just the result. And that basically changes the shape of what you get back, really. So if we look at these tests that we were writing here, when you're putting something, you're also getting the result, really. You get the call, and then the response would be, I just picked this one, but I could have picked any. Actually, let's pick a simpler one. You would get some, the response would be like, you would be at, well, actually it would be equals this and at, like this. So you basically get the whole thing. With all the expansions. And because what's the alternative? To not return. Now I'm having second thoughts, because what I was thinking is that well, in the case of get and just you send one get, one reference basically, and one put. Sure, there's no expansion, which is interesting actually that there's no expansion there. I could write it down there. Some notes I was doing a bit earlier today. Strange, interesting, not strange. That a mere reference and output expansion just a result. Yeah, it's interesting. So what do I do? I mean, technically we could just do it like this. We could do responses at error, and no, the other way around, equals, and then the at will be put foo bar 1 yip 2. But let's just think it through, because if you put the whole thing, let's say you're referencing something else, you will basically have to jump over pairs of equals, because let's say you would do with also the call. The calls to another cell, you would have to jump over two equals. another cell will give you and then yeah, something like this. What if we don't do it like that? Yeah, because this repetition basically it's basically going to start creating a lot of noise. We're going to start ignoring a lot of things that we should not be ignoring. So when would it make sense? When you send a call, a sequence. This would be something like and then the result I am quiet because the work is expanding fractally. But I was just thinking, why is the sequence, the steps of the sequence separate from this call here? I know that's not what I was trying to resolve. I was trying to resolve whether I return the whole thing. If cell call responds also with the call you send plus the response, or if it just responds with the response and the expansion with part of the response. Let me turn off the dryer. All right. So where were we? We were deciding whether cell call should return what you send or not. Let's just think it again. What you send, you already know. What you send over that boundary, and then you would send it over a boundary. If you're sending over a boundary, another cell basically, you always know the literal call you are sending, basically. It's data. The call is data. And you can see all the references solved. Interesting point. Have a way to wipe the references when you're sending data over the wire, so that you only have the results. This makes me think of macros. That's an interesting practical concern I wasn't expecting, but of course you have the expansions there. Okay, so we have that. How do we know? We need something call. Let's say you send a sequence it would make sense to get the expansion and the result, not the call itself. You have the call. And if you send further data, instead of just one call, foo 10, bar 20, add do 1, well, you will have the expansion still. Then in that case it makes sense to respond with the whole thing. Side note, interesting what's coming out. Interesting to see in the above example that you could have add an equal at the top level, because the other top level prefixes are texts as well. The whole thing is a hash. Interesting, yeah, I didn't think of that, but yeah, absolutely you could do it. So then we go back to the original idea. If you send just one call, you get back equal and colon, but not the call itself. If you send a hash or a list with more than one thing, you get the whole thing expanded. Okay, let's just do that. Then we're not going to change the tests. I'm not again changing them, it's just I don't want to add all that repetition, it just feels wrong. So I think we'll go with that. Okay, here we go, set to prices. Song. Yeah, this one. So we're doing get with dot, right? Dun, dun, dun. So we set to prices. The response is okay. And no, there's no response. Oh, you're crazy. Because I remember we are not putting responses over which we didn't want to assert anything. What's going on? I think the tests outside are fading, right? Yeah. There's an equal missing. Why? a hash with value. No. Hash with a value. Yeah, no, that text. I don't get this. Ah, false, okay. Invalid put with the, it's just not stopping. That's the problem, right? Why does it keep on going? How is this working? Well, I guess it wasn't working at all before, right? They just because I just broke it. But then again, that's a good thing because I know I just broke it. Well, why are the tests still running if there's an error? No, I was silly. No, that's wrong. It keeps on running. Of course. There. Okay, now it's fine. Yeah, I had to stop outside as well. I always just go to the next suit, which is definitely not what I want to do. The test suit passes or fails. That's it. There's no third option. Yes. Oh, this is a good one. So we are just basically putting employee gets, we just set it to price, and the value I'm getting, it would be 30. No, that's okay. What am I doing? Honestly, I could do it here, right? What were the tests? Then you don't get anything, right? Yeah. Yeah. And Z would be, I guess, the price. If we get the whole thing, what do we get? How could that be wrong? Like right, I mean. Oh la la. Ah. So I'm asserting that something is empty, it doesn't pick it up. Yep, good one. If tests are perfect. Oh la la, look at that. See how this was considered a dot for numbers instead of an actual dot. This is very wrong. Okay, we need to fix this stat. I'm gonna fix it now because I want dashes, not dots there. Okay. So let's do it now. Let's just bite the bullet quickly. The other, we're gonna do it in parallel with the other, the dasher. Okay, we're doing this now. Dot, it will be these dashes here. This is an actual dot here. Those are dots. No. Oh la la, yeah, that's definitely a dot. Because, wait, did I change too much? Uh-oh. I was just doing the change in the readme, right? Yeah. Yeah, blah. Yeah, that's so new. again. Okay, I didn't do many. So dot. This is dot. Yeah. Yeah, this is correct. Yeah, I think I'm just doing this for the second time, right? Yeah. Yeah, good. The daughter would be the dasher. Dot mode is fine. Dasher. Sure. What am I doing? Usher. Usher. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. So no, this is dot. Also dot. That's it? No. This dot mode, yeah. Also the dot. Yeah, path to text. I don't understand this one. I think it will be dash here. Wow, it worked. I can't believe it. It worked. No, it didn't. Sub Aku. Yeah, this one. This one. Why would be 1 here? It should be 2. Right? It's a matter of sorting, I guess. Why would the dot that would be just 01? Ah, because it's supposed to be the same one. Yeah, I get it. No, I was... The dasher. I don't get it. Text to paths is fully annotated, right? How am I not calling things here? Oh la la, I wasn't properly... Look at that. We do dash, change dashes to numbers in lists. And sort paths. We validate the resulting paths. If we get an error, we return it. Otherwise, we return the paths. No, actually, this closes the function. So this was improperly annotated. Now it's okay. Or why the dasher is not doing what it should do? I am not going to give up on this test, because indeed it's just a single thing. All right. So let me just do a look at this. Interesting, you didn't even call it, right? We can even comment out this thing. So it doesn't bother us. How can I be doing stuff there if I'm... Why? Why is the console logging everything? Oh, here it is. I still don't understand why we have a debug there below. Ah, because it's parsing the thing. Of course, of course. Yeah, this is correct. Why is it correct? When are we using null here? This is it. This is it. This is the fucker. Right? Yeah, because this one, yeah, yes, this should be it. So now we found another issue. Let's just remove that logo. How can it, is it, oh yes, I'm bringing something below, good. Ah, I need to fix these ones, right? Yeah. Okay, all this. Good. It just, yeah. All right, look at that. We changed the dots to dashes in lists. Back to where we were. Yeah, not bad. All right, and now, yes, it works. That's exactly what I wanted. Actually, let's check it out because I'm just so yep, honestly it would be faster to write it. No, that's completely wrong. Why is it not working? Because it's walking up, right? Let's look at the original logic here. Walking up, where am I? Yes, we're done. Actually, let's look at it again. Yeah, because it's there. I should do it at the same level. Yeah. Perfect. I love it. It's fine. It's fine. And again, if you are a programmer and been working on this stuff for a long time, you'll see how wrong it would be to mix this at the top level, not the top level, at the same level as the other ones. But this is perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. That was the freedom that we were missing. Well, the freedom I was missing at least, let's say. But I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. Absolutely not the only one. Yes. Now what am I doing? It's the assertion, silly. Employee price 15, of course, equals 15. Wait. I know it's all inside employee. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sorry, for a moment I just lost it. Yeah. Rise is 30 equal to 30, and then Z there's just no price, right? Ah, look at this. This one is supposed to go down, right? Wait. Yeah. No, wait. Why is Z all the way here? That makes no sense. Ah, because it's sorting it for me. Yeah, however, that's not correct, right? It would be like this, because it sorts it when it's yeah, I'm sorting too much there. I need to, that's an issue with the test suite. The test suite. But how am I going to get it if I cannot parse it? If I cannot parse it, I will have to basically do some text manipulation, and with the multi-line it's going to get too hairy. So no. Technically I cannot test the sorting like this. Sorted on the dashed. Well, it is the dashed sorted when we parse it. But we need to test sorting outside of this interface. No, some other way. But now I think we have this. We did the get with dot. We also did dash things. I am okay with leaving this here for now. Still quite a few tests, huh? I mean, the validator would make sense to because where do we call cell validator? Yeah, on the stuff we send. So technically we could do the cell validator tests, right? I think we could. Let's just do this. Right? Can do foo, yip, foo_1 like this. What did I do wrong? Why? This happened to me before. What's wrong here? Ah, it's invalid, so it wouldn't even let me send it. Ah. Yeah, that's a problem. I can just do it like this, sorry. Why was I doing it like that? No, yeah. I cannot do it because this is expecting valid for data. Otherwise it won't parse the test. Yeah. Limitation, we cannot test invalid for data, for text, because the tests won't parse otherwise. Unless we sent it somehow stringified. I could do it like that. I would do it like this. If test C else, I would just call test C L, is it? C text, this is text. Yeah, perfect. So basically I can send text like that. Then I could actually test a lot of things like that. Nice. I mean, technically I could test everything like that, right? I could do all the parsing like that. Let's just leave it out below. Then I can copy this like this and then just do this and it works. I just need tags here, the quotes, and that's it. Whoa, I can do that. I think I can root. I can write the entire test like this, right? I can. I can. I mean, of course, it assumes that the system is working, right? So I'm erasing my steps after bootstrapping. And I actually can do the multi-line, like with the, this is a really good one to write down. And nodes. Previous song. They're really good. So, what was I doing? We can just send literal calls and get to validate the parsing calls. Also, everything coming before the parsed calls. Also, start with a new line because those are ignored, and then the whole example can be aligned to the left. No, that's not the one I wanted. This one. Okay, this is fun. Oh yes. Yes. What's the problem? Why is this not working? Ah, yeah. Hehe. Oh la la. Yes, this is working. Yeah. I can do everything. I only had to. Yeah, I had the entire test suite. I'm gonna have the entire test suite. Is it right that I'm so happy about this and still not have anything useful? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. All right. I'll see you next session. Thank you for watching.